Bonjour, weekday wanderers. Welcome to Paris. Today we're in the 12th arrondissement. We're in Porte Dorée, which is on the very eastern edge of the city of Paris. We are actually on the very border of Paris. We're going to actually cross over outside of Paris and back into Paris several times in our little walk we're doing. I have two people online already, so good morning or good evening to you, wherever you are. We're in the 12th arrondissement at Porte Dorée. Here we go. Let's show you where we are. Okay, so it's just your typical kind of Parisian neighborhood, I guess. We're on line 8 metro, Porte Dorée, and we also have the tram line, which is tram line 3. I really should know this because it's my tram line. I just jumped on the tram and got here from my place in the 14th. So yeah, so if we were to look directly through this way, we would end up at Bercy, where we were last week. All right, so that would be Bercy in that general direction. So the tram line that I came from that direction there actually went over the Seine a couple of stops previously. So we have Judy online. Bonjour, Judy, and Susan McGregor. Bonjour, Susan. Okay. And this road here is Avenue Domini. Okay, it has an S in it, but the S is silent, so yes. Alright, so Porte Dorée, what do we have here? Okay, well first of all, we have this spectacular fountain, which is, this fountain is dedicated to the anciens combattants d'Indochine. Okay, so the soldiers who fought in Indochina. Okay, and that is Athena, who's the goddess of knowledge, but also the goddess of war and battles. So let's head up this way. We're heading up this way. This area and everything will come clear fairly soon. This is a very popular area for immigrants. It's, as we remember from last week in Bercy, sorry we've got the sun in our eyes, it's probably not the best place to be. When we were in Bercy, we saw that it was quite a modern area. It's because there wasn't a lot there back in the day. So it was probably an ideal place to have immigrants who were coming into the country. Because, you know, free land that wasn't being currently occupied. So, as I was saying, we're right on the edge of Paris. Okay, so if you were to look at the map, you would actually see the Paris city boundary is just over here. And it forms a bit of a blob. Right, I'm going to cross over here. Hopefully we can avoid some of that sun. Okay, we're heading towards this building here, which with the sun, it's a bit difficult to see. This is the Palais de Porte Dorée. Okay, and the reason Porte Dorée is called Porte Dorée, it used to be called Porte Picpus, because this neighbourhood over here is actually the Quartier of Picpus, which also has a very interesting name, which I could talk about. Porte Dorée was renamed so because I believe it refers back to there's a Porte Dorée in Jerusalem, which was like, the entrance way to Jerusalem. It's kind of, I guess, in the same way that this is the entrance way to Paris or to France for immigrants. I think that's where it came from. So this Palais de Porte Dorée was inaugurated in 1931. It's in an Art Deco style, which is, it's beautiful, but it's not the Art Deco style I'm used to. But it's very nice. The bas relief, the statues on the outside are really quite stunning. Okay, so what's in here? Right, well there's obviously lots of activities for kiddies, since we have lots of kiddies here. Okay, look at all this statue work going on, or Yeah, it's called bas relief, isn't it? But it's just gorgeous. The detail's amazing. So this was originally the Museum of the Colonies. Okay, obviously France was a colonial nation, so lots of colonies, lots of immigrants. But it has been since renamed many times, in fact, but most recently it is now called the Musée de l'Histoire de l'Immigration, which is marked there above the door. Okay, so that's why this is here. So this area was on the very edge of the Enceinte du Thiers, which was the Paris city wall, which was established in the 1800s. So this is when obviously Paris was a lot bigger, and it kind of mirrors the Paris of today. So what we are walking towards is the Périphérique, the Boulevard Périphérique, which is the great big motorway that runs around the outside of Paris. Over to our right here, this is the beginning of the Bois de Vincennes. Okay, there's also a statue there regarding the colonies in northern France, northern Africa, sorry. Okay, I probably should talk more about the Palais de Porte Dorée. So the museum itself is shut currently for restoration work, the permanent exhibitions at least. They do have a temporary exhibit which is called Ce qui s'oublie ou se reste. Basically that means what is forgotten and what stays, and it's referring to the African experience. Okay, if you notice a bit earlier, there's a lot of African families who live in this area. It's very much present in the local community. So I think it's obviously it's a very relevant place to have this. There's also the tropical aquarium, which is very cool. I've been there, and you can either see either or, which is €8 each, or you can get a double pass to see both of them, and that's €12, and that's full price. Obviously it's cheaper for children, and you have to get those tickets online. Okay, so over here is the Bois de Vincennes. So the Bois de Vincennes is the great big huge wood to the east of Paris. There's another big wood to the west of Paris, which is the Bois de Boulogne. Okay, so here we are, we're coming up to the Périphérique. So technically, when I cross over here, I'm not going to be in Paris anymore, technically. So if you can imagine, this is kind of where we exit Paris and end up in the Val de Marne. So it's called Marne. The reason it's called Marne is if we could see right through the forest there, on the other side would be the Marne River. And the Marne River joins up with the Seine, just about in that direction there. So you've got the Marne, which comes all through this area here and loops around and then comes up the other side of the Bois de Vincennes, and then it joins up with the Seine, and then the Seine goes through Paris. Okay, so this is the big Périphérique here. And then this neighbourhood over here is Saint-Mandy. I can cross the road here. Hopefully the person won't run me over. So, Porte de Saint-Mandy. Okay, weather's a lot better today than it has been. It was raining, very unpleasant yesterday, but we survived it. Okay, I might cross over this way. We'll have to wait here for a tad. Okay, so over here we can see a lovely lake. It's called the Lac Domini. So it's a great big lake in the middle of the Bois de Vincennes. Now at Vincennes there's also a chateau, which we won't see because it's a little bit further around. But it's very old and very interesting. From the outside at least. I haven't been in myself, but yes. Wildlife. Okay, where are we heading now? Okay, we are heading, so you can see the lake over here. Oh, they also have the Foire du Trône, a foire. Now, foire is a fairground that runs just for 2 months, from March to May, over in this general area here. Obviously, it's not on at the moment, but it's held every year. It's a big event. Beautiful lake over there. Okay, the sun's come out, so it's going to be a hot one, I think. So here we are heading towards the Parc Zoologique de Paris. So technically over the side of the road here is not Paris anymore, but they've created this bubble which goes all around the Bois de Vincennes. So as long as we stay in the Bois de Vincennes, we're still in Paris technically. I think that's kind of funny. Okay, so we're off to the Parc Zoologique de Paris. So this has been here since 1934. They built it. It was an extension of the menagerie, which is at the Jardin des Plantes. So this is actually a part of the Musée National de l'Histoire Naturelle, which is the museum that oversees the Jardin des Plantes. So it's a large area, 14 hectares, is that correct? 14 and a half hectares. So it was shut in 2008 because it was getting a bit run down, and they spent a few years doing it back up again, and it was reopened in 2014. So here we are now, and I am meeting a friend here. Right, I'm not getting any comments, so I'm assuming that there's some sort of a hitch and things aren't coming up on my screen. Okay. So if you saw before, there was a mountain, which was not actually a real mountain, it's a fake mountain which they have put up. It's actually in the zoo, and it's part of the, there it is there, that's around where the baboons live. Okay, Sally Davies, hello Sally. So Susan's watching, Judy's here, and Sally says lovely tour, but I have to go. It's okay, I'm finishing now anyway. I've gotten to my destination. So you can see they're checking the pass sanitaire here. Okay, so you generally need to get tickets before you come here, and it's €20 full price to get in, but I did get in for free, so yeah. Judy says, I've never been here before. I've been to the Bois de Vincennes and the chateau. Enjoy the zoo, thank you. I will. I've been here a few times, but I thought I might bring Terry here today, so I'm just waiting for Terry, and when she's here we will go in and enjoy the zoo. So it's lovely. It's a little bit, it's obviously bigger than the one at Jardin des Plantes, but sometimes they swap their animals around. There's several zoos, but, which is overseen by the Muséum National de l'Histoire Naturelle, and they interchange their animals whenever it's necessary. For example, when they shut this one down, all the other animals sort of got moved into the other zoos. So yeah, that's where we are. So I'll just flip my camera around. Still technically in Paris, even though across the road there is not. So anyway, yeah, so that's Porte Dorée. So that's a little bit interesting. I might take some pics, or I might take a video, which I'll just post separately with the photos later. And that's just to show you some of the cool things in here. My favourite thing in here is the serre tropicale, which is basically a big tropical greenhouse area, and you have all the animals and birds that are just sort of roaming around above you. They have sloths, which are literally roaming around above you. It's very cool. Anyway, if we see a sloth, I will post a video. Thanks very much. Take care, and we'll see you Friday. Ooh, Friday at Midland. Okay, take care.